you just to make sure everything is correct, and then I'll be able to present you with our cash offer, and hopefully together we can come to an agreement on a fair price that work for you, work for us, and be able to move forward to buy your property today. Okay?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how you can do that without even seeing the property.
Yeah, I mean, how we operate and how we work, Richard, is typically what we do. I mean, we buy property all across the United States. And, I mean, we've been doing this for the past 12 years, so we know what we're working with. I just need to get some information regarding the property with you. And then after that, I'll be able to present you with, a fair and intelligent offer. And if we can agree on it, what's going to happen is that we're going to choose a local title company. They're going to do all the paperwork, and then just making sure that both parties protected, and we should be able to close on your property if there's no issue. Okay?
So then there wouldn't be a binding agreement until after the title search and all is done.
No, actually, there would be a purchase and sale agreement, Richard. So let's just say that we both agree on a price that work for you and work for us today, and you are ready to move forward. Then I will send you a purchase and sale agreement through a DocuSign, which allows you to open it up, review it, and then you're able to sign it directly online. Then the copy will come back to us. I'll get my team manager to sign off on it, and then you get a copy, we get a copy. Another copy will go into a local title company, and then that's when they will actually start the paperwork and actually start the research project. Does that make sense, Richard?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, Richard, if we both can agree on a price, I'm just saying, if we both can agree on a price that work for both, that work for you and work for us, is there anything holding you back from moving forward and selling us your property today?
There shouldn't be.
Fantastic. How is your Saturday going so far?
Great so far.
And earlier you mentioned you were watching what? Some kind of a game, or is it?
Races.
Oh, races, like car races or horse race?
Yeah, dirt track late model race.
Oh, nice. I actually heard about those, but I never really get much into it. Um, so what got you hooked into that?
My dad raced cars when we were little. When I
Got
was little.
gotcha. And that's what got you into it, huh? Do you do any kind of racing yourself?
No, I used to, and I got a little bit too expensive for my blood, so I could do none of it.
I know, especially in today's economy. I mean, even though gas price, not as expensive as it used to be, but it's still pretty pricey. So I hear you.
Yeah, the price of the cars are so much more now than be the
Oh, for sure.
buy everything on the car, the frame, the wheels, the
Yep.
smile. You can go buy a whole car, but that's not the deal. You really want to build your own.
Right.
So you buy all parts, the motor, all everything to go in a race car. That can get to be pretty expensive.
Yep. Nope. Makes sense. Makes sense. So Richard, let me see here. So if we can agree on a price, Richard, that work for you and work for us, do you know roughly what's the time frame you're looking to actually sell and close escrow on this property?
Well, seeing how you called me, I'm obviously not going to be prepared completely yet. So
Sure.
I really can't give you an estimated time on it right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, what I'm asking is that once we agree, do you know how much time you need to vacate the property? Do you need a 30 days closing, a 60 days closing, or a 90-day closing, or is there a
Well,
time frame?
That's good for a 90-day.
Okay, got it. Okay, so 90 days closing. If we can agree today, got it. And that's so within that 90 days, you'll be able to vacate the property and take whatever you want with you, right? Okay, fantastic. Now, Richard, beside getting the right price for this property, what is another reason that you would consider selling it?
Just because
YouTube family, I apologize for the quality of the video.
for change.
I didn't have the time to run to the office. I was just going to make this call, but then I felt like, hey, it's going to be valuable, so I decided to go live. So
And maybe something a little better.
nice. Are you going to stay in states, or are you moving to a different state?
Probably in state.
Nice. Okay. Now, Richard, is there so it seems like this is a manufactured home, right? Okay. Do you know what year it's built?
80, 80, no, 90, late 90s.
Oh, oh, good. Okay, okay. So it's okay. So it's bank qualified, which is good. Um, okay. So late 90s. That's good. Is there a mortgage that we need to pay off, Richard?
No,
Okay, so you own it free and clear. That's good. And how long you own it?
8 years.
8 years. Okay. How much you bought it for?
I'll tell you that.
No problem. I mean, we can find that online, but I just figured I asked you. Okay, no problem. As far as the repair goes, Richard, I know it's a manufactured home, but do you know like what kind of repair updates or work that we would have to do to the property after we buy from you?
No, paint,
Paint,
maybe
okay.
change the flooring in it, change,
Okay, so exterior and interior paint, flooring needs to be done, okay.
and that's it.
Okay. So kitchen, bathrooms, windows, all of those are good.
Yeah, they need to be upgraded. Just time.
I got you. Okay, so those would need to be upgraded, but the paint and the flooring, okay, got it. Now the surrounding houses, Richard, are they stick built or are they also mobile home or manufactured home?
You got stick build inside, a couple manufacturers. Yeah.
So it's a mixture. Okay. Would you say that is a rental area, or would you say that's like more for first time home buyers and move in?
It'd be first time home buyer.
Good. Okay, we like that. First time home buyer. So as far as in the repair goes, Richard, if you were to give me your best guess, how much do you think it would cost if we were to go in there, paint, do new flooring, probably some landscaping, and then upgrade the bathrooms and the kitchen?
Uh, flooring upgrade.
You guys see how
Like,
like I talked to the seller? Smooth. Like
I don't know, probably 10,000.
like baby
Uh,
butter.
I'll
But
say 15 if I make everything, like nice.
gotcha. Okay, so about 15,000. We want to upgrade everything, make it look nice. And what are you hoping to get for the property, Richard?
30 feet.
32,000?
That's probably my bottom line.
Gotcha. Okay, so 32,000 for the property. What is, do you know roughly what our houses would sell for around that area, Richard?
Uh, Probably $250,000.
250?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're talking about,
Not all of them, just some of them. So I kind of
hmm,
took an average.
sure, sure, I hear you.
You
32.
can find a couple man stuff out there too.
Oh, there's some vacant land out there as well.
Yeah, there's property. Some of their properties are have large pieces of land.
Uh-huh. Okay. And Richard, do you know what the tax assessed value on your property is?
Um, since I got a homestead, no, I haven't got a quote yet. On the since a homestead, so I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Okay, no problem. Now, with the manufactured home, I just want to make sure, Richard, you own the land too, right? You're not leasing the land.
No,
Okay, so you actually so you own the land, which is good. Got it. So Richard here, so let me share with you kind of a little bit about what we do and what our company offer. And like I said, hopefully together we can come to an agreement on something that's fair that hopefully works for you and work for us as well.
right.
I mean, we are willing to buy the property in as is condition. So I understand that there's going to be some repairs and update that we need to be done, but it seemed like it's minor. We will be responsible for all of that, Richard. And when you do move, you can take whatever you want with you and whatever you don't want, you can leave it behind. We'll be the one who's take care of it. Because our goal is to make sure that this is a hassle-free sell for you.
Right.
With that being said, Richard, could you see yourself going any lower than 32,000?
I figure that'd be probably the bottom what I need to do. What I'm trying to do.
Okay. 30. I got it. Now, another thing that I can get my team manager to take care of too, Richard, just to make it easy for you. I know that there's some taxes and stuff that you got to pay, but if I can get my team manager to take care of all the closing costs and all the fees, this is including the excise tax, the transfer tax, title insurance. If there's any commission, it will be our responsibility to pay for it. So if we cover all that cost for you, I mean, could you see yourself going a little bit lower than 32,000 for us?
No, that's the number I need.
Gotcha. Okay, so 32. You wouldn't, Richard, would you consider 30,000?
Like I said, I need 32 to do what I need to do.
I see. So 32,000. So Richard, which mean if I can get an approval from my team manager to get you the 32,000 in your pocket at the time of closing, we're looking at a 90-day closing. We pay all the closing costs, all the fees. Obviously, we got to take over the property as is. You're not responsible for anything. If I can get that approved with my team manager, are you ready to move forward and get the paperwork done and sell your property?
If you can get me $32,000 check with my name on it.
You got it. Okay. Richard, can you give me about 15 minutes? I see you run this across with my team manager, and then I should be able to give you a call back and give you an answer of if we can make it work or not. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Richard. Give me about 15 minutes. I'll give you a call right back. Okay.
All right.
All right, Richard. Thank you so much for your time. I'll talk to you later. Yep. Bye, Richard. So I mean, as you guys can see, too, from a scale of 0 to 10, okay, comment in the chat. Let me know. Let me know how did I do. See, a lot of you, what happened is that when you get on the phone with the seller, you don't know what to say. And even if you come across a motivated seller, you can't close them because you don't know how to handle the call. You don't know how to handle the objection, and you just don't know how to negotiate. So at this point, I mean, you can hear it in his voice. Like you can hear it already that he must get 32,000. And at 32,000, I think there is enough room for us to make a profit. Now, his house does not worth 250,000 like make sure I hang up. His house is not worth 250,000. That's more like a stick build. So his house is like a manufactured home, but it is built in the he said I think in the late 90s, which is really good. I think the ARV on his property, hey, let me check my phone really quick. My VA sent it over to me and she did the research. I think the tax assessed value, which is just the land value, is hold on, I think it's 60,000. Hold on a second. Let me pull up my number really quick here. I don't want to give you guys. Okay. So asking is third. Okay. Tax assessed value is 63,000. So just the tax assessed value alone is 63,000. And he wants 32, which is half of the tax assessed value. Dude, this is a win-win. So my VA said that so there's a property that's currently listed for 159, which is the manufactured home, similar to his. It's been on the market for 90 days. So which tells me that it's probably won't worth. Well, I haven't seen pictures of that property, so I don't know. But which tell me it's probably not going to be worth 160. Okay, but let's just say that it's worth 140. Okay, 140,000. Okay, let me tell you how much we potentially will make. 140 minus 30% roughly, minus, let's just say 20,000 to rehab. 97,000 minus 20,000, which means the buyer, we can sell this deal for $77,000 and we got under contract for 32. 40. Dude. So that is potentially a $45,000 wholesale deal, a $45,000 spread. Dude, could you imagine just doing one of these a month? One a month. Or even once a quarter, dude. On top, just on top of whatever you're currently making. Like this is something you can do on a side, part-time. Okay? So 45 G's on one phone call. That one phone call worth $45,000. So I'm going to call him back in about 15 minutes. I'm going to tell him, hey, Richard, congrats. I was able to get that approved. We're ready to move forward. and then I'm going to get his information. I'm going to send the purchase and sale agreement over to him. And then the next thing is I'm going to get the expiration date. Always get an expiration date, which means, hey, Richard, we're going to send it over to you. Okay, when would you be able to review it, sign, and get it back to us? The reason why majority of you, when you send your contract to the seller and they went dead and you never get it back, is because you don't get a deadline on there. You got to get a deadline, my friend. So it costs urgency. And typically we don't put it out there for a week. Most sellers be like, "Oh man, I need a week to review." When they say that, you already know they're trying to take your offer and they're trying to bid it out to other investors. So typically, when they ask for anything longer than like 3 days, I would say, typically our offer is only good for 48 hours. Richard, like, are you good? So today's Saturday. Like, I'll give you all the way until midnight of Monday to review it. It's a simple 4 pages. It's not 40 pages or 400 pages, right? And then boom, go on there and then done. You don't even review it with him, so he can sign it at the same time. No, typically, Timothy, I don't do that. I feel like that's too much of a pressure sales. So typically, I don't do that, man. I don't go on. Hey, okay, you at your computer? Can you open up the email? Like dude, we don't do that. I felt like if someone do that to me, I would have felt like it's too much. Like you want it too much, or there's just too much pressure. So we like to send it over, and then we like to follow up with a phone call. Hey, Richard, or a text message. Hey, are you able to receive the purchase and sale agreement? Right? Just want to make sure that you got it. That's it. If you have any question or any concern, give us a call back. Right? And honestly, dude, we never had it's really rare that we have a problem where the seller be like, oh, okay, that they don't sign. I mean, it does happen. Like if you do enough deals, it will happen, right? But dude, I've been doing this for 12 years. There's never a time where I'm like, okay, hey Richard, can you open your email? Hey, I'll send it over to you. Let's review it together so you can sign it. I mean, if a stranger do that to me, I don't feel comfortable. So if I don't feel comfortable, I feel like whoever it is will not feel comfortable as well. So yeah, we typically, also too is with DocuSign, when you send it to them, when they open it, it will show you that the seller has opened the email. They have opened and reviewed the agreement. So typically we follow up with the next day. And if they don't answer, we already know there's an issue. All right. So for those of you who be like, hey Khang, how can I learn how to talk and negotiate? Like, where are your script? I know a lot of you have been asking me about that. So here you go. All you need to do is go to WTMFam.com. You can find my King Kong seller script on there, and I can turn anyone from a zero into a stone cold closer. There's 2 parts to the script, right? Dude, everything that I've been talking about, and we obviously edit these script and we update it, as I get, better and better at negotiating. But this is the exact same script that we use to train all of my VA up. And if they're able to close deals completely from the Philippines, you can too. You don't have to meet the seller. You don't have to see the property. As you can see at the beginning, the seller asked, well, you guys don't live in the States. Don't you have to go out to see the property to do this? Majority of you will be like, yeah, you know what? Yes, we would have to. I would have to send someone out there. We have to go out there and meet you. Dude, if you got an investor like me that call that seller up, if I close him now and your appointment is for tomorrow, you already lost the deal, right? But because you don't know how, right, to overcome that objection, you're gonna lose out on a potential deal. Okay. So let's take a few questions and let's wrap this up. Did your VA find the seller and told him you are the purchase manager? Timothy, yes. So my VA already qualify and filter the lead. That's their job. Okay, they already filtered and qualified the lead already. And then they're like, hey, my purchase manager is going to give you a call this day, this time. I call them back, lock it up. And there you go. What's the website again for the script? So it's WTMFam.com. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like. And then on there, it's an online course. So you can also too is if you want the step-by-step guide, you can also purchase it there. But here's what it looks like. Okay, if all you want is the script, you hit on that three dot. Okay, hit the hit on the three dot, and then as you can see, online course. Okay, shit. That okay, online course, and then all you need to do is hit on the amazing seller script. Okay, and that's pretty much it. But for those of you who have trouble closing the seller over the phone and don't know what to say, how to overcome the objections, how to negotiate, I'm telling you, that script alone, dude, will make you so much money. Even if I'm able to show you how to get the seller to drop 10, 20, 30,000, but you don't know how, you already gaining a knowledge on how to do it. All right. I mean, it already paid for itself. Because if you don't have to get the seller to come down to drop 10, 20, 30,000, if I'm able to show you how to do it, then there you go, man. Philip said, I need help closing a deal in West Texas. Would you be able to help? I'm not on my I'm on my laptop, so I don't know how I would invite you on, and then we'll be able to like you can call the seller and I can give you a feedback on it. But I won't be able to do that on my laptop. So it won't work. What do you do if the seller have a renter or on a lease? Oh, that's Tim. That's a great question. So does it matter if the property is rented or not? It doesn't matter. You need to lock the property up under contract, and then you let your buyers know. Tell your buyer, hey, currently it is rented. It is month to month or whatever. Whenever the lease is up, you need to be transparent with your buyer when it comes to if there's a renter in there, if there's a lease in place or no lease, or they're on a month to month, or whenever the lease is expired. You just need to pass that information on to the buyer. And then most buyers don't care if there's a renter in there, if there's a lease in place. They don't care. Okay. Their whole thing is if the price makes sense, dude, they would buy. And then they typically a buyer when they buy with the renter in there and they are looking to flip the property, then they would go there and they would offer the renter cash for keys, which means they'd be like, hey, you know what, your guys' lease is going to be up in, let's just say, March, and you're paying, let's just say, $1,000 a month. We will credit you $2,000, and then we'll give you another $2,000 to help you move on to the next one. And most renter will be like, okay, let's go, baby. Right? Most renter will be yay, some renter will be no, but you can always offer them more money if there is enough room in there for the buyer to do so, which most buyer dude have no problem with doing that. I mean, I also buy rental myself, so I have no problem buying a piece of property that there is a current renter in there. I have no problem. And some buyer will have an issue depending on the states that you're in. But most of the time they shouldn't have a problem at all. You just need to relate that to your buyer, okay? So they know. Don't try to hide that from your buyer, dude. It's not good. 90 days will give you more time than enough to find a buyer. That's for a win, yeah. So the longer you can lock the property in a contract, the better it is. So if the seller wants to close this in 90 days, that gives me 90 days to find the buyer that's going to pay me the most. And let's just say once you found a buyer, let's just say that the closing is 90 days, okay? And you're able to find a buyer, let's just say in 2 days. And the buyer's ready to close like ASAP. Well, you go back to the seller and you be like, "Hey, Mr. Seller, I know that you're wanting 90 days to close on this, but I just want to let you know that we've done our research and everything is good to know. We are ready to close whenever you're ready. And if you need more time after closing to vacate the property, we can give you that time." So a lot of times they'll be like, "Okay, we can close on it, and then just give me 30 days. I can get all my stuff out." Boom. So once you found the buyer, you can always go back, renegotiate with the seller, shorten the closing time, and then tell the buyer, hey, the seller's ready to close, but the seller needs X amount of time to vacate the property. And then that's it, guys. I do that all the time. You want to get as much time with the seller as possible. Once you found the seller or the buyer, you want to close as quickly as possible. Because until that thing, dude, until the check is in your hand, the money's in the bank, anything can happen. I have deals that blow up on the day of closing. Okay. So the longer that when you found a buyer and the longer he's sitting on that property, dude, the more he will change his mind. Okay. What other questions? Philip said, I called the seller and I got a price. I need help offering him a price and get the purchase and sell signed. Philip Brown. Philip. Once again, dude. All right. You, even though you need help, like you want me to get on the phone, talk to the seller, but you yourself, Philip, need to be able to do it so you can do it alone. Okay. And you'll be like, well, Carl, I'm afraid that I might lose out on a deal because I don't know what to say. I don't have to negotiate. Like I tell you, dude. Okay. If you're willing to, dude, if it, missing out on a $20,000 opportunity or just grab my script. Okay. Right there. Just go to WTMFam.com. Best investment you ever made. Best investment, bro. It will give you the confidence that you need because now you know what to say and how to maneuver and how to talk to the seller. Okay. Tim said, I did my first cold call today and have 4 appointments this Monday using King data and your script. Oh, hell yeah, Tim. Let me pin this comment. How do I pin this? How do I pin this? Pin, 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 pin. Dang! Tim, congrats, man. Look at that, guys. Come on. Show Tim some love. I did my first cold call today and got 4 appointments this Monday using dang. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Tim is talking about the kingdata.ai, which is the software that we use to go there to pull all of our motivated seller lists, like pre-foreclosure, tax delinquents, probate, foreclosure, absentee owner, people who are who owns a free and clear, people who are upside down on their property, tire landlord. I mean, any list you can think of, dude. That software. What's crazy about it is that it uses AI, so it'll be able to tell you 90 days before anybody gets into like pre-foreclosure, so you can target them in advance. Is there a way that I can JV? Yes, you can. So for those of you who's looking to JV with me, let's just say you got a prop in a contract and you need my help to find you a buyer, email to JV Deals. I got you, Tim. Or I'm sorry, Philip. JV Deals at WTMFam.com. I would love to JV with you guys. Okay? Tim said, Khang, what is the title company that you use? You told us before, but I forgot. Oh, Tim, I got you, bro. Here's a title company, Tim, that operates in almost 50 states. There are some states that they don't do business in, but they're pretty much national. I think it's Clothesline Sediment. Hold on a second. Yep, here it is. It's Clothesline Sediment. So let me type it in here. So here's the JV deals. I'm giving you guys all the freebie, man. Clothesline, Line, and then settlement. There you go, Tim. You're welcome, bro. That that title company, bro, it doesn't matter what city, what state you're in, dude. They can close for you. And they know how to do assignment. They know how to do double closing. They know. Okay? But I've been working with them for a while. They're good. They're very fast. And they know what they're doing, very professional. I mean, they operate almost in 50 states. Almost. Any other question, guys, before I close this and call the seller? Oh, one last thing before I exit out. So I told you guys about the online course already. But for those of you who be like, hey, Khang, how can I get a hands-on coaching? Like you need that hand-on mentorship. So just go coachwithkhang.com. Okay? That's it. Okay? And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, be sure to do so at real. I'm dropping everything in here. At real King Kong. Okay? There you go. All right, fam. I appreciate each and every single one of you on here. All right? I wish you guys massive success and look forward to seeing you on the next live. And let's go get this money. I'm out.